Hey guys, it's me, Ria. Just hopping on to do some impromptu readings. I did hop on a brief Ria on the Run this morning and mention that I might come on. So it's not planned, but I did mention perhaps I would. So just see if anyone does want to hop on. I'm going to be doing donation readings today, guys, for personal readings. Just wait and see if anyone wants to hop on. Give it a second. Calling all those that now or later that have a message from their higher self to their self. A projection from their heart space. Oh, that's a beautiful way to put it. This is a projection from your heart space, a channeling from you to you. Like Spirit's been saying, every moment of now is a moment of you. It is a moment to step in, to embody more and more and more of your spirituality, your light, your innate self, your God self, to align to your heart, to step forward in this high frequency of love. Every moment is an opportunity for you to step forward in this high frequency of love. Every moment is an opportunity to show up for you by being fully present in your body, in your awareness, to all that is within you, to all that is arising from within you, but also everything before you in this present moment of now. For everything before you is a projection, is a reflection of that energy within you in some way, shape, or form. Whether it's affirmation, whether it's support, whether it's contrast, whether it's resonance, it's all for you. There's something for you to gain in all of it. All right. Hey, Lauren. Good to see ya. Soul sister. All right. Just hopping on. So anybody who might be out there, if you don't mind sharing out, I'd appreciate it. I am just going to be delivering some personal messages by donation. And if I don't receive any personal requests, I will deliver a collective. And today's subject matter is transmutation. So this morning, I was feeling some releasing, just some tears, some releasing. And what Spirit was saying, because I was questioning that, and I'm like, well, why am I feeling this way if we just stepped into a new beginning and a new cycle? What the heck's going on here? Wouldn't this have been, say, a few days earlier, before the beginning of the month, before March 1st, before that open portal? And how Spirit delivered it this morning to me on the beach, and I do have a little mini message about it. Also, if you look back into the news feeds on Temple of the Sun or riabarna, they made it, they equated it to a baby being born. So we all know that we're being rebirthed into these high frequencies of love. Well, it is not unlike a baby that is being born. It is fresh, it is new, it is pure, and it is emerging from the mother's womb. But even within that process, so even within us stepping into this new cycle, this new beginning, this new frequency of ourself and greater alignment, we're still carrying some residual or unprocessed, untransmuted energies, just like a baby that is being born is carrying within its cellular DNA, within its memory, within its energy, multitude of timelines and dimensions, family heritage, family lineage that it has come to transmute. This is cool. So what Spirit is saying is, like, in every lifetime that we choose to focus, like that newborn baby coming in. Oh my God, this is really big. I really feel it in my heart. So maybe this is resonating with someone. It is a frequency that they have chose to embody in the physical to transmute certain energies. So within every frequency, we are able to transmute densities into higher frequencies. And Spirit is saying with every new birth, with every new cycle, we are embodying and allowing higher frequencies of our innate self, more light in our body. So we're able to actually transmute energies that we could not before. Things are being brought into our awareness that were not before. So even within a new cycle and a new beginning and a new rebirth, we are still tweaking, fine-tuning our frequency to aid us in this new beginning. No different than starting a project or writing a book and having to go through and edit it. The book is that new beginning, the harvest, that new cycle, and going in and maybe editing it before, as you go along, before you publish it. So what we are doing is we are fine-tuning frequencies within this new cycle, within this new project, within this new creative endeavor. So it is not meaning you're doing anything wrong or you're lagging behind if you're finding yourself teary, melancholy, crying over just they're saying crying over spilt milk. Crying over spilt milk. But for me, it was this morning, it was more about a melancholy or a grief, or what's the word? Not grief, mourning, like the past. So sometimes as we enter a new cycle, we're going to mourn past energies, just like, say, a bride getting ready to get married. They might mourn that beginning life, that life at home. Like, I know when I first got married, I used to get a little sad. The first time I got married, I get a little sad and I miss my family. I miss my younger siblings and stuff. So even within the new cycle, there's always a mourning, a releasing, a grieving, a releasing. But the releasing is really a transmutation, Spirit is saying. And transmutation just means that in your heart space, you are allowing emotions to flow, to be transmuted into the higher frequency that you're now embodying. So any sense of loss, abandonment, loss, they're saying, unfulfilled desires, unfulfilled dreams. Well, when we go through that heart center, whether we are looking at something outside of us and breathing it into our heart space. Spirit's been talking a lot about breathing everything into our heart space, for better or for worse. Judgments, criticisms, things you don't like, breathing it into your heart space. And in that, you're able to transmute it to a high frequency that's then it's going to project out as fulfillment and abundance. So this, hey, what's up? What's up? Okay. So then we take these frequencies of letdown, of disappointment, of judgment, whatever it is before you that you are looking on or feeling within as you breathe it into your heart space, which is your God self, which is the highest frequency available to you now. You're literally transmuting them to be that abundance and to be that fulfillment in your outer world. So that is really, really beautiful, how you can take an expectation or a situation or a loss or a disappointment or grief or mourning, anything, bringing forth tears or sadness or disappointment or even judgment or anger. When you breathe them into your heart space, you're literally transmuting them to the pure, unfiltered, non-distorted versions of those frequencies to project the fulfillment, to project the abundance, to bring forth that expectation, but not in the way that you expected it, in a way that it will be more fulfilling, more abundant, more sustaining. That's really cool. Thank you for sharing out, Lauren. I cleared out the old debt, and I have been working on a 7-minute impromptu speeches to organizations and companies I would not normally speak to. That is awesome. So Lauren, you are beautiful, holding space and displaying what Spirit has been talking about lately, that we are being called to step it up, show up, and stepping into that newness might not even be a totally new creative endeavor, like completely different, but it can be an extension of what you've already been working on. So Lauren, you are demonstrating this perfectly in your speeches. You've been doing speeches, you've been working on that. And what you're doing is you're stepping it up, you're upping your game, and you're presenting yourself in ways or avenues or venues in ways you normally wouldn't. And you're being called to have the courage to step it up, to step out, to expand that expression of you, of your new frequency, of your heightened awareness, of your heightened frequency. So Spirit has been saying that we still might not, we still might be a little nervous about it. We're still being called to anchor into that courage, that strength, the confidence in ourselves to do that. So that is awesome. You're displaying exactly what I've been picking up on right along for, holy crap, what's wrong with these things? Look at this. What the hell? Broken? You're definitely holding space, and oh my God, what the hell? Now these were not crooked before. I don't know. Good thing they're cheap, eh? I've been stuck being an asshole again, though. I feel happier, but I am acting like a terminal patient on drugs, making me comfortable before I die. So how are you being stuck like an asshole? I don't get it, because if you're feeling happier, then to me, that's not being stuck. I don't feel that stuck. So unless you are judging where you're at in your happiness because you might think it needs to show up in a different way, like you being proactive or more appreciative, that's actually kind of judging yourself, if that's what you mean. But what says it all in that sentence to me is you are happier. Isn't that really what matters? Only way we stunt or sabotage a happiness is by trying to place other expectations and old beliefs in old conditioning and old ways of doing. So Spirit is saying, Lauren, you are doing it right. You are doing it right, is how they said it. The plastic snapped from the metal rod using some crazy glue. Be careful. Thank you. The plastic snapped. So you must know about this kind of stuff, because yeah. Yeah, because these are just like cheap dollar store glasses or something, or the drugstore. I don't have any prescription, but I'll just get like these cheap whatever to amplify my vision when they're tiny print. Thank you, James. And be careful not to get it on your hands or the lenses. Yeah, crazy glue. Yeah, I hate that feeling when we get crazy glue on our fingers and it just feels filmy and whatever. All right. So that's the channeled message from Spirit. And I guess I'll just do a collective unless people pop on. All right. I should feel happier. Oh, I thought you said you were. Oh, I misread you. Probably because I didn't have my readers on. I thought you said you were feeling happier. Well, somebody else needed to hear that anyways. So I read it. Things happen as they should. And that actually, you held space for a really good point of how we do sabotage our happiness when we are being happy. We start comparing or thinking or looking at somebody else or taking advice or thinking back at how things should be done, and we can sabotage ourselves. So anyways, regardless of misreading that, Lauren, you had, hey, thank you, Kimmy Siegel, back again. I read that for that reason. And that is who we're the ones that sabotage our own happiness. We're the ones that sabotage whatever it is we're going through. And usually it's based in distortions and of energies, of beliefs, of things that we believe in that aren't true, or things we think we need to be doing, which is an expectation, which still is a distortion. Expectations are distortions when they're based on the limited mind. You can have an overall blanket expectation like, oh, I am going to be successful doing this. I'm going to be successful. I don't know how it's going to play out, but I will be successful. So that's a nice blanket expectation. Hey, Abuelita Mamacita. First time here? What are you talking about, first time here? Are you being sarcastic? This isn't your first time here. Mamacita? I don't know what you're talking about. All right. All right. So I just did kind of a collective channeling, and now I'm just going to pull a collective reading unless anybody wants a personal, which I only know there's only a few of you unless more pop on. I'm doing personals by donation. Otherwise, I'm going to do a collective. And like always, you guys here present, even now and later, are the ones creating this. So there is a message for you regardless. Spirit is like water. It works in every little nook and crevice, and it will connect and work its way in because it is everywhere all at once as well when you're open to receive it. So you might get one little message, one little image, one little visual, one little thought as I'm speaking, and you can take that, take what resonates. All right, so today's message at the beginning was about us. What are we fine tuning in our frequency as we step into this new beginning, this new chapter, however you want to say it, this new landing on this eternal spiral staircase, even though spirals don't have landings, they're saying, but you get the idea. The staircase, and there's a landing. You might take that pause as you're ending a cycle, and then you step it up to the next step and the new beginning, and you're stepping it up, and you're showing up in a new frequency of you. And in those higher frequencies, there's always a little bit of fine tuning and tweaking to our frequency, transmuting energies that might be holding us back or not helping us to see as clearly this new creation. So it's just a fine tuning. You can think of it as fine tuning, transmuting, or releasing. But I was questioning spirit about that. What's the difference between releasing and transmuting? I was asking. Let me just read that real quick. Stupid glasses are shot to hell. From a philosophical standpoint, you must write down what makes you happy and what makes you sad. You need to try to remember what has made you sad in the very beginning, the root. Keep everything written down and reflect why. I love the reflecting why. I like that reflecting why, because the reflection is the asking, it is the seeking, and it is communing with your spirit. So I love that, James. Thank you. Yeah, I don't write enough down on what makes me sad per se. I don't. And I know that there is no one size fits all and one rule for everyone, but that is a beautiful suggestion. And that actually, creates, if you're a visual person as well, that visual and seeing it and taking action to transmute that energy. So that's a really good point, James. Thank you. I like that. And it doesn't mean that's the end. So that one thing, when you're writing down something happy or something sad, it's not the end all happiness. It's just, this is really beautiful, because what it does, James, thank you for this, is it really brings us present into the moment and forces us without the distraction, Spirit is saying. So this is what Spirit's coming in and saying. James's suggestion is spot on, they're saying, because it brings us to the moment. It forces us to see and connect within, even in the writing process. Thank you, James. This is really awesome. Even in the writing process, okay, what am I happy about? It makes you go within and connect to yourself. What am I sad about? Oh, it makes me go within and connect to myself. And then as you're writing, then that creates a bridge between the mind and the heart, and then you get greater insights even in your writing as you're reflecting. So yeah, beautiful. Yeah, Spirit just yeah, they said spot on, James. Good job. Spot on, James. Someone on the other side said spot on, James. All right, so what I was saying, what was the difference between transmuting and releasing? So releasing, because energy never ever dies, you can release something, but even in the state of releasing something, it is still getting transmuted, Spirit is saying. There's a very close connection of releasing, transmuting, and alchemizing. They're all very similar, but just there's a fine tuning of difference. So releasing, you're just saying, let it go. I let it go and I release it, but you're releasing it somewhere. It doesn't disappear. When you let go, you surrender, which is a higher frequency. Oh, I give it up to God, which is a high frequency, whether you visualize it as outside of you, or lately Spirit is saying bring everything within to be transmuted, because then you even dissipate the middleman, and you dissipate the idea of separation between you and anything outside of you. So when you bring it in and release it, whether you're going out, that's the way the human mind operates. Oh, I'm releasing it. I'm letting it go from my consciousness or my awareness or what I'm dealing with. I let it go. Let go and let God. But in that, you are actually transmuting it to a higher frequency. So as you bring it into your heart space, Spirit is saying as well, because it is your God self, you bring it in and it's being transmuted to higher frequencies. It's being forced to, not forced, but through your allowance, it is transmuting to a higher frequency. It is turning from a low density, and it is transmuting into light. The density is turning into light as it is subjected to the higher frequency. the illusions, the distortions become realigned to the light that they were originally created in. So when you're releasing, you are transmuting at some level. It's more of a subconscious level. And then with alchemizing, you're changing it to create a different form in itself. So after you oh my God, this is so cool. So after you transmute something within your heart space or God, you release it, then they're transmuting it, which changes the frequency. So now you're embodying a different frequency when you bring it within your heart. And then that transmutation, that high frequency, alchemizes that same thing in a way. Say a hurt, a pain, a suffering, you transmuted it, you found the light and the gratefulness and how it all played out in your life and why you needed it, whatever insight you got, then that transmuted to that higher frequency that you're now embodying. And now it's going to project out, alchemize in a different form than it was before, whether that form was an old relationship that sucked or whatever, and all the emotions you experienced, you transmuted that, you released it and said, okay, I'm done with this, let go, let God, I'm healed, whatever, I'll let God take care of business. But as you do go within, you are transmuting and allowing the feelings to be changed to a higher frequency. And then that higher frequency does project into your life, might be projected through a higher frequency relationship or job or business or place of residence. So they are really closely related. They're very, very closely related. That's just how I'm understanding it. Take what you want from it. But because I question the connections of everything. Because energy, you can't just release it and it's gone because it never ends. So it's transmuted to a higher frequency. The higher frequency then projects and is created in your life, almost alchemized, because alchemized is changing form, like coal to, is it diamond, right? Coal, diamonds turn, not gold, but diamonds, right? From that pressure or undergoing, well, I guess alchemization is undergoing a lot of pressure as well, right? And it changes a different form. To me, the pressure was the experience and the emotions of a frequency. So you can say, well, that's physical. How's that relate to emotions? But in our experience as a physical, we put the energies do go through a lot of pressure within us, a lot of thought, maybe a lot of resistance, a lot of whatever it is, we go through a lot energetically. So to me, that is the pressure. And then it comes out as something different. But take it as you want. Pressure, heat, and time. Yeah. So pressure, heat, and time. Exactly. So I'm just trying to relay it to something non-physical, like even frequencies and energy. We put ourselves under a lot of pressure, or you might have this thing that you've been dealing with for a long, long, long time. To me, that is pressure, and that is quote unquote time. The focus is the pressure, or the focus is the pressure, kind of, for me. When you're putting a lot of pressure, you're putting a lot of focus, and that creates heat. But anyways, just food for thought. Food for thought. I've been transmuting a lot today. Dina. Yes. So this morning I did a pre-RIA on the run, and exactly what came through was all of this transmuting energy. And I asked, well, I'm like, holy crap, yesterday the messages were different. We're in a new portal, new creation. And so we are fine tuning those frequencies of anything not aligning with our new high frequencies, our projects, our creative endeavors, and we're transmuting them, whether it comes in tears or whatever. To me, it was tears today. It was tears, okay, and releasing. And then I'm like, well, what's this all about out of nowhere? And then Spirit spoke to me, and it goes back to the beginning of this message. But then you breathe it back into your heart to be transmuted, or through your allowing the feelings are automatically being transmuted in your heart space to higher frequencies of light. And then with those higher frequencies, they're in alignment with your new base high frequency as you step into this new, you can call it a rebirth, you can call it your creative endeavors, whatever this new cycle is for you. But it is from a rebirth. Just like that baby being born is still new, but it's still holding energies to tweak in this lifetime due to the frequency it is holding as this physical being. Just because you have a rebirth doesn't mean that we're not still holding on to frequencies to be transmuted, Spirit said. Oh, so good. All right. So, um, you a personal. Otherwise, I'm just doing a collective transmutating reading. So, what's the transmutation got to do with, and what is the frequency we're achieving per se? Just for the fun of it, the human mind wants to know. So, I know my human mind likes to collaborate and gain that God mind insight, that flood, which actually is from the heart, that higher awareness, that understanding. And we are physical. We came for a greater understanding. We came for the experience. We came for the knowing. We came for the whole kit and caboodle, the whole journey of what the human body encompasses. So it's just fun. We're here to play in the physical. It's fun. Sure, sure, James. All right, I'll do the collective first, and then I'll do some Sherry outer. And I'm going to keep an eye on the situation here. Yeah, so I'm not going to be on too long because Mythos will be coming home. All right. All right, the collective. And I'm going to do I love doing this. This is just fun. I love to see the physical representation of our frequencies. That is to a mirroring. It is a mirroring of our spirit and our physical, but it's also a marrying, a merging of our spiritual and our physical in an oracle, whether it be a card or whatever it is. Painting, in Dina's case. Hey, Miranda, good to see you. Oh, this is awesome. All right. All right. So, Miranda, the collective consciousness in this group, watching now and later, we're talking about, and I think you might have been on this morning when I talked about the transmuting. We are just fine tuning our frequency by transmuting, bringing focus to some energies that are being purified with our fire, our light, whatever you want to say it, to help us embody greater light. And so we have, even within a new cycle and even within a rebirth, we have some little, a little bit of these ups and downs. And that is beautiful because at this higher frequency, we're actually able to transmute things we couldn't even transmute last week. That's what Spirit said this morning's Ria on the Run. So even within the new cycle, because we've upped our game, we're able to transmute even denser energies or little lingering energies that might have slipped out of our consciousness. Is that not cool? All right. All right. So, oh my God, these freaking glasses, my earbuds are falling out. My glasses falling off. All right. So the energies, the chakra system, the center that we are transmuting is I am presence. And that is silver. Is that called colloidal, or how do you say it? Silver, which is the frequency of God, the highest frequency metal. I might not be saying that right. So it's 30. A 30 is that. Oh, cheekers. So what we are transmuting are any of those little lingering energies. They can be from any chakra center point. It could be emotional, mental. It could be from our trust, our solar plexus. It could be our sacral, our doubt, not trusting in our power. It can be our root, connected to family lineage or safety or security or trusting that I'll be provided for. But whatever it is for you. So to me, in this, it's not pinpointing anything specifically. It is telling me how I'm reading it. However, there is a lot of heart and solar plexus color swishing around here, which makes sense because I was releasing literal tears. Anything that is not bringing us to that strong power of 3, mind, body, spirit alignment. And like I mentioned in yesterday's live, where 2 or 3 are gathered, I am present, meaning that God, the spirit, that are the Christ consciousness. So when your mind and your body are merging together, or the spiritual part and the body are merging together, you're creating that overall consciousness, that awareness of God's self. I don't know if they want me to label it, say God or spirit, but it's all one and the same. You gain that higher expression. So when you merge 2 things, that, like bringing a man and a woman together and then they can create a baby, well, it's kind of like that. As we bring two parts of us together or more, then I am present. And that presence is that higher frequency is how I'm interpreting it right now. There's many, many, many ways to interpret many, many different truths on many, many, many different levels. So there's the power of three. A Catholic person might say the Father, Son, the Holy Ghost. They might label it to that. Somebody more New Ager might say mind, body, spirit. So there's many different ways to interpret the power of three or the Trinity, but it's bringing two together, merging them. So to me, it's that kind of the God, mind, and the body, merging them together to gain this greater frequency. And what we are doing is we are transmuting anything that is not matching that frequency from whatever chakra point or energy center in our body. Hey, Presh, this is really beautiful. And that 30 brings forth that greater expression, that new creative expression, the expression, whether it be something brand spanking new that you are expressing and creating through your sacral, through giving birth to something, or whether it's an extension of something that you've already begun, you are creating from a higher frequency. And we are transmuting any energies that are not supporting this new frequency of creation, of expression, after us giving birth to this higher frequency. So we gave birth to this higher frequency, and sometimes some little things come in for transmutating. I am presence, and that's recognizing I am that I am. You are whatever it is. I am everything. You are God source energy. So anything that takes you out of that present, and it goes right back to how Spirit has been talking a lot lately of instead of saying this moment of now or coming to the now, you're coming to you. And you guys, I know, already know that, but it's just a different perception or a way of explaining something that gives you a different angle of the same meaning, kind of like the power of three. Different angles, creating a different perception of the same core meaning. But every angle, they're saying, actually consists of just a minor fluctuation in frequency. So lately, Spirit is saying, breathing everything into our heart, bringing it in to our heart to be transmuted. And that is creating, it's a tweak in frequency where we are dissipating separation. We're eliminating any middlemen. So instead of going to an outside source to transmute or and all of those things are valid, they're saying, because that's still part of our physical experience. So whatever resonates, but it's kind of even like in Catholicism, you go to a priest, tell your confession, or you go to the priest for guidance or advice, but it's like eliminating the priest and going straight to your God source energy within. That was always there. You can always commune with your God source energy. Your God source energy, well, what is that? It is all, the giver of life. It transmute any frequency. It will bring forth your desires. It's breathing it all into your heart space, because your heart space is actually that deep, deep within you. It's like no different than going deep, deep into Mother Earth's core to have something transmuted, which you can do as well. But Mother Earth and us are one. We work in symbiosis. Our hearts are one with Mother Earth. Our hearts is what makes us physical. We couldn't live without the beating heart, and we wouldn't have the physical experience unless our heart beat. So when we bring everything into the heart, it's like simultaneously knowing you are bringing that to Mother Earth to be experienced. So the transmuting in here on the in breath and holding it and breathing everything in, and then it transmuted. And on that out breath, it is releasing the fulfillment of that frequency that was not fulfilling. It's releasing the abundance of that frequency that it was before the transmutation that wasn't abundant. Is that not cool? That's how powerful you guys are. That is so awesome. All right, so I'll read this really quick for the collective. So I'm doing collective reading. Unless somebody makes a donation, let me know. Get higher, we're going to get broader or greater, or a lot of aha moments of perspection that we might not have gotten before. And it's not that anything is better or worse. It's just a different tweak of frequency. And you're going to be given new modalities, tools. For me, that breathing everything into the heart, it's just a technique. So instead of sending it love, like say something you're not happy with, sending it love. Yeah, you're still doing it the same, but that slight tweak in frequency is you're sending it. It's already in here. The universe is within you. And then we project that universe. So it's almost, it's the same thing, but what it's doing is it's dissipating the idea, the illusion of separation, and it's creating a glitch in the brain of the way it used to think. So now the brain can't think outside of itself. It's forced to go within your heart space and visualize whatever you're saying. I bring this into my heart to be transmuted. It's the same as sending it love, but what you're doing is you're doing it within your heart space. So it dissipates that idea of separation. One is not right or wrong. It's just a slight tweaking of frequency, which is expressed in different exercises, modalities, and beliefs. Just like religions will have different beliefs, different modalities, and exercises to accommodate that belief system. So as you all rise in frequency, you're going to be called to different exercises based in these higher frequencies that match it. That's so cool. All right. So I just want a little more insight on this, okay? This silver. So to me, it looks like an emotional state as well. She's going within, her eyes are shut, and she is actually crying. So that's exactly what I was feeling this morning. And it was more of a mourning or a grief of a sense of loss of times gone by, or what escaped me in reality that I wanted, that kind of stuff. Because when you enter a new cycle, it's no different than saying a child going on to college, or you know, all these little milestones. There's some melancholy or some reminiscing of times gone by, or maybe you felt like you didn't really cling on to that enough, but we really gained everything we needed, or we wouldn't be here now. And it's about transmuting those senses of emotional loss, abandonment, expectations or dreams unfulfilled. And you can see that from her. She does have tears and they look painful. So still releasing a little bit of perceived emotional trauma from this life, unfulfilled heart's desires, or areas where you, again, it's yellow tear. So that represents maybe areas where you felt you were unworthy or weren't confident enough. You're kind of releasing those ideas still. Anything that kept you from knowing you are the love that you are. Anything put on you as a kid, or a belief, oh my gosh, not letting you know the love that you are. Because if you knew the love that you are, holy crap, it would just be different. But we came here for the self-realization and the physical experience of that. So the green representing the heart, healing, clearing, the confidence, and that's also the tears are salve for the soul, turning it to gold, finding the gold and the light in the tears. Tears are salve for the heart, the salve for the soul. It is a releasing, and that creates a healing ointment, Spirit is saying. Tears are a healing ointment for the heart. Okay. I love it when just Spirit just keeps coming through, coming through. All right. And now someone's saying, coming through, excuse me, coming through, coming through. There's some spirits that want to come through, and they're kind of making fun of that. Excuse me, coming through. And James, look what happened. It fell completely off. All right. Well, that actually fits better. All right. So 30, I am presence. That's the crown chakra. Okay. I didn't realize that was the crown chakra, that silver. You have pulled this card today as an indication that you are connecting to your I am presence at a deeper level. Just like each of us has angels and spirit guides that walk with us at higher realms, we also have an aspect of ourselves that resonates in this higher state of consciousness, which can be equated to frequency. The I am presence is an all-loving, all-knowing, all-wise aspect of yourself that holds the profound guidance and wisdom of all times. It resonates pure love and healing energy and is an angelic divine aspect of your soul. Your I am presence pours its love and wisdom upon you as you are being asked to open and receive this divine light. You are worthy. You are God's source energy. You are love. Has nothing to do with what you do, your performance, what you look like, what family you were born into. So we came in at a disadvantage, Spirit is saying, depending on what womb we came through. But it wasn't really a disadvantage. It was a pre-agreed contract. But we already came in at a disadvantage no matter what family we came into. But that was the game. That was what we came for. That is the expansion. It's so cool. So your I am, okay, blah, blah, blah. I am presence is calling you to connect deeply at a deeper part of yourself. If you've been feeling lost and lack of direction, your I am presence holds the answers to your questions and is offering you divine guidance loud and clear. So we are transmuting frequencies to get that clarity. Any lost, confusion, or fogginess, or mistiness, or distorted energies in our frequency are being cleared, so we do receive that guidance, that high frequency guidance as we continue on this new cycle trajectory. The aspect of yourself is the best guide for you. It's time to allow and trust yourself at this deeper level. You're being guided to take some time to strengthen and deepen this connection by meditating, writing, James, and doing those things that allow you to feel higher vibration of your soul. This is an abundance of positive energy flowing to you as you walk closer to your I am presence. Meaning when it says walking closer, the I am presence is there. It's just those little frequencies that we're tuning in that create the illusion that we're not one. So everything we're going through right now in transmuting is to transmute the fog or the density or any little dark spots that make us feel we're separate than the pure love and light that we are, the pure God source energy that we are. I am presence as it is. Okay. You're walking closer in fulfillment and well-being in your life. It's time to listen and take note of the wisdom pouring into your soul. This card may indicate that you've been working on deepening a divine connection and your life is starting to resonate more positivity. Your I am presence is celebrating your hard work and commitment for your higher state of being. Keep up the great work. And it says, my I am presence shines brightly through me for all to see. And that again is just as we fine tune these frequencies, as we transmute them through our own heart space, our love, our God right here, right here, right here. We rise in that frequency and we become one, and our life shows it. We came in this time, on this timeline, to embody our spiritual God source energy in the physical. So we get the benefit. It's not that we had to earn it, but we came in order for it to come through us at this time to have that physical experience of our I am presence. Okay. Hey, Gina Palazzo. So sister. All right. Thank you for that beautiful prayer that you sent me, morning prayer. Tomorrow when I wake up, if I remember, I'm going to try to listen to it before I step out of bed. I didn't get it until lunchtime. All right. And then the conscious spirit of this message. So that was the energy that we were still transmuting. This is what's going on in our transmutation. We're embodying more of the I am presence. What is the I am presence? Being totally one with the light and love that we are. So any little tweaking is just to bring us further and further into this knowing and creating from this I am presence without the distortions, the beliefs, the methodology, the knowledge of the past. Is taking it into a much pure expression. And we see this woman as she had her eyes down. Now I'm looking and I see this man. See the nose? Nice prominent nose, 2 eyes, and the mouth right here. Somebody out, and oh shoot, almost looks like Jesus as well. So her mouth here almost looks like a crown on him. Almost looks like the crown of thorns almost. See it right here? Crown of thorns, 2 eyes, but now he's looking a little John Lennon-ish with some little round glasses, nose and mouth. And even this here looks like a beard. So what kind of that tells me is that portrays sort of that human symbol of what God would look like, or what God is to a lot of people. Jesus, which God is unconditional love. So that makes sense. So that is what we are transmuting right now and alchemizing the physical result of that in our world. And then this is just giving us a little more insight on that. Look at that. Freedom, glory, embodying your light. So this was the transmutation. That was my intent, wanting to know what are we transmuting right now. And this is kind of the why and the consequence of it. Embodying more light. She looks confident. What is she, a volcano really? Anyways, her dress looks like a volcano, and a volcano is grounding. It's hot lava. So it's actually showing that process that we talked about earlier about transmuting, clearing, and alchemizing, kind of all in one connection. So she is anchoring and embodying and grounding her light, this light that she is allowed through her transmutating, through her own alchemizational process to embody more light. Her arms are wide open, her hands are fire. That's just representing to me, she is operating and embodying the fire of her soul, which represents passion, excitement, your soul's dharma, your
your fire, your passion. And when you step into your passion, you will be shown little areas that you do need to transmute, and that's beautiful. Anything that's not matching. So when you act in your passion, you're also going to transmute energies simultaneously as you step forward in your passion. Because what is stepping into your passion going to do to you usually? It's going to bring forth your greatest fears and doubts and unworthiness and all of those questions you have as you step into you and you shine your light and you open up and present yourself. So automatically when you step in and present yourself, you're going to be faced with little fears and doubts and all of that. And then that allows you, as you move through, don't allow it to stop you. You acknowledge it. What am I believing in that's creating this fear? And you're able to transmute it and work through it. And then what does it do? It just makes you stronger in your light, embodying more light, inflaming, passion, releasing, burning off anything, not just in yourself, but anything in your reality that does not match your light. And what's it actually say? Hey, Jessica Machia, I ignite the fire within me that connects me to my divine. This is so beautiful because it totally goes along with the I am presence. This is like telling us what we're transmuting as we allow those emotions and tears or transmuting
presence, which is embodying more of our light and love. And there she is. There she is, exclaiming it, proclaiming it, being it, allowing it, embodying it, and knows nothing other than that. Is that not beautiful? And because it's a dress, that's also representing that divinity, that divine feminine of creation that we're all stepping into. Creation is just our own personal power to create, to express through the embodiment of our divine frequency imprint, our divinity. I ignite. Did I already say that? I ignite the fire within me that connects me to my divinity. And that is fire elemental. So a lot of you might be called to work with fire. I know Caleb, my son, loves fire. Always burning candles, always loves burn pits. And that's a 14, which that is what's going to ignite the change. 14, through your own individual work, transmutating, all of that stuff, you're creating a 4, which is a new foundation, a new creation frequency. And that's going to create the change that you want to manifest and see in your reality. And it's coming through you. It's not handed on a necessarily on a platter for you. It's through you embodying this state of being, and then boom, it's going to seem like you're being handed it, but it's still coming from within you. All right. Please help me transmute the emotions. Allow them. Oh, I don't know if you're asking me, but this morning I'm like, I thought we were in new beginning. Why am I feeling so emotional? Why do I feel like I'm in the 9 energy? Why do I feel like I am releasing? But Jessica, it's because you are embodying more higher frequencies, because we're in the March and we had that March 1st energy, and it was all about stepping into the new beginning and embodying. So we've given birth just like a baby. I use this analogy because I think it's profound. Just like a baby being born through the womb, you think it's new and pure, but it's still holding energy that it chose to transmute in that physical frequency of its embodiment through its family, through its heritage, through its lineage. Well, just like you, Jessica, the frequency you just came to, you're going to be tweaking and fine tuning and transmuting energies that are no longer in alignment to this high frequency that you are creating from. So it's just about allowing those emotions, allowing them. What I do is I can tell, like I was listening to some music and it just triggered me just bawling. And for my bawling, I knew what it was. If you ask yourself, you'll know what the root is. And then breathing that into your heart space, breathing the loss, the feelings of abandonment, loneliness, unfulfilled expectations, all of it, as you breathe it into your heart and allow it, but you're going to feel it. It's going through your heart if you're feeling it from an emotional place anyways. But as you allow it and you bring it into your heart space, that is the fires of your God, and it's transmuting it. It is you. And as you allow it through your physical being, you're bringing it to a greater light, to be purified, you could say, or to be upped in frequency. And then that is going to manifest as those unfulfilled desires, mournings, grief, and loss, and abandonment, and all of those desires and dreams and whatever it is in there you're releasing, those emotions, as you allow them and breathe them into the well of your heart, the transmutation happens, and then it's going to manifest in the physical, fulfilled desires, happiness, abundance, all of it. All you came to do is to feel through that and allow it to be transmuted through your heart space and alchemize, and then the new thing will show up show up in your life. The opposite of that, if that makes sense. BRB? Are you talking BRB? My son spins fire. Oh, spins fire, literally. I'm not sure what that means, but it sounds fascinating. So that's how you, just transmuting, you do it naturally because you're God's source energy. You have all the power within you, and you don't need anything outside of you. But we are always reflecting on the outside our guidance and what it is we do need, whether it's through a contrast or through a resonance. So thank you for holding space for that, Jessica. So beautiful. As you're transmuting, and this is a beautiful way, as you're crying and feeling those emotions, you can visualize, wow, I'm feeling all of this, and this is what I'm allowing by doing that. I am a powerhouse of love and light. I am a goddess. I am embodying all of the light that I am, to be realized right here, right now. Not when I'm dead, not in another timeline, not in another dimension. It's all for Jessica right here, right now, to illuminate her light as she allows everything to be in the heart. Everything, drawing everything into the heart. Like a Mayan fire dancer. Oh man, awesome. All right. All right, guys. So that is if anyone made a donation, let me know, and I'm going to end it with some light language for transmutation to help aid us. Hey, Araceli. BRB, what's that mean? All I think of when you say BRB, bring your own boot. No, that's BYO, bring your own BYO. That's BYOB. And then I'm thinking VRBO. So, oh, be right back. Be right back. Thank you, Lauren. That's the kind of stupidness of me sometimes. And I can laugh at it, not say, oh, geez, I should have known that. I should know that, all the texting and kids and stuff. All right. Let me just look real quick here. And then we're going to do some, with our intent and our openness to receive, we're going to do some light language to help aid, support, and further this light do some light language transmuting these emotions so that we can step in and embody the fullness of who we are. Our I am presence, our I am presence. And guess what, guys? We'll never achieve our I am presence, Jessica. Another way to look at it, we won't achieve this unless we actually allow this. Is that not beautiful? That's what you came for. All right. We are all broken, but we still work. Well, it's still too much like me or most. Okay. Life, no matter who, is priceless. If you doubt yourself, then one can't hear the phone call of your soul. Yes. All right. How much is my happiness worth to me? That is the question as well. In my dream career, worth all mental energy. Yeah. And when you guys are doing something, that is a very good point to ask yourself, is it worth it? Like, I know I can think of in the past, is this relationship really worth it? Is it worth what I'm putting into? And after the fact, I could have very easily now looking back say, no, it was not worth it. Oh, and that's what came to me when I was running this morning after my message is whatever is taken out of your life, whatever is removed from your life, it was a gift from the universe because it was no longer supporting your frequency. And I know we all know that, but that was really told to me really strong when I was running. Whatever that loss is, whatever you feel was taken from you was a gift from the universe to aid your own growth and frequency. You wouldn't be able to expand and embody that I am presence if whatever it is you thought you wanted and needed that was taken away and you feel life wasn't fair or it's making you feel like a victim, it was a gift from the universe. Someone now or later needed to hear that. Got to go back to work. Thank you, Dina. Hey, Leona. Some light language, but I'm going to just flash you guys really quick. We got James. Thank you for your beautiful light, James. And look at that profile. So beautiful. Lauren, thank you so much. Kimmy Siegel, thank you for sharing out. Abilita Mamacita. Chris Adam. Hopefully you got something from the collective, Chris Adam. Thank you for being here. Thank you for shining your light, because I know every one of you watching now or later are the ones actually creating and allowing this message. So there has hopefully be something there for you. Otherwise, for personals, I was doing donations. Thank you, Dina, for joining. I just started following Dina. What an amazing artist. It's, just what an amazing I am presence. It's a better way to put it. Miranda, thank you. Heather Graham, another artist. Thank you. Presh. Gina, Jessica. All right, guys. All right. So I don't see any donations. So I'm just going to go into a collective light language, and this is just a healing and a balance, a recalibrating, a retuning of our energies that are supporting us. So light language is the language of love. It supersedes words, thought, all of that. It is pure love. You can think of it as pure love energy from your higher self, from your soul, from your heart's energy, assisting you, just assisting you. They're showing me a vision of when we speak light language, and even to do it as you are transmuting your own energies. Jessica, they're saying for you too as well, another way to do it. And yesterday I was feeling a lot of loss and like self-doubt and unworthiness, and just like kind of blaming myself for things, just stuff with kids and stuff like that. And I started just speaking light language over it. And I was just speaking my own light language, and I was also bringing it into my heart space to be transmuted. So that is an effective exercise and tool to help aid and support your transmutation as you bring these higher frequencies into your physical 3D world, and as you embody them and be inflamed in them like this. All right, guys. So just, if you accept. You guys are the ones creating this. Oh, what they were showing me again with the light language, it's like it's like little blasts of light going through little dense areas. It's like they're activating codes within us. So say you've got a little murky area and you're feeling a little confused about, well, how did I create this? And it's not a pleasant experience. How did I create this relationship or situation? How did I do this to myself? Son of a bee, and then start beating yourself up like, I'm like, oh man, I'm so stupid. And so that kind of talk, start speaking light language. Whenever you find yourself criticizing or judging yourself or anything or anyone, start speaking light language, whatever it is for you. It could be a sound, a tone, a song made up, whatever. And what you're doing is you're taking those little confused areas, those distortions, and you're, with the light language, you're saying it's almost like, and it's coming from within you, it's blasting it. And then it opens it up to the light. It aids us. That's just a visual. And I'm not saying that's exactly what's happening verbatim, but that's just a visual that they gave me. All right, guys. So we'll breathe in to our heart space. And breathe in and just feel into your heart and connect to your heart and all of those emotions that you're continuing to transmute. Sadnesses you're still lingering or holding yourself accountable or judging. Whatever it is right now, whatever comes to mind, think of it as throwing it in the burn pit. Just throw it in the burn pit. But the burn pit is within you. The burn pit, the bonfire is within you, and you are burning and transmuting it and alchemizing it to reflect the abundance, the fulfillment, instead of the sadness and loss. We are transmuting it. This is another reason we've experienced these things, to have the self-realization and the experience of our God energy. All right. They're almost showing me like we're all dragons right now. We're breathing in. We're fueling up, and then we're like flowing out fire to transmute our own densities. And it's all happening within our heart space. I'm literally burning up. I can feel shit happening. Showing me like a dragon, and they're just breathing out of this fire. Something just happened because of big crown chakra opening. I feel a lot of lightness in the head. The lightness in the head is just you embodying and allowing and bringing in those higher frequencies, less density. So you might feel lightheaded. Koratikikira, koriata kira, koratetitahira tukuoritikatugurika. Now they're showing me your higher self taking a tissue and they're wiping away your tears. They're going like this. The divine feminine, the mother, whatever mother it is you connect to, that divine feminine, whether it be Mother Mary, whether it be Mother Earth, Gaia, your own mother, grandmother, whoever it is in spirit, they're taking a tissue and they're just wiping away the tears. They're cleaning off your face and they're just, now they're hugging you and they're saying, it's going to be okay. It's going to be worth it. Everything is happening as it should. Toreria ha hirendikira, hora shira sirata ha hore kira, parasi iroto to hirada nahita, ayo ko, aya korashia ha hi. You are my child. You are pure love. You are eternally honored in the love that you are created. You are honored in the non-love experience that you have chosen to embody in the physical. You are embodying so much love and so much light. You are warriors, warriors of love and light. Surrender to your heart. Allow that which wants to come forth. You are birthed in love and you can produce nothing but love. It's a time of great rebirth as you enter into the fullness of your I am presence. So now the divine feminine just kiss the top of all of your heads, and simultaneously this clear white light is merging from your head, merging from your forehead, showing you the connectedness and the openness to your God self, opening up to all of that awareness. Yeah, it's clear, open awareness. And now the Divine Mother's just saying, go forth, my child. Share in your light. Express your light. Bring forth the new earth. Bring forth this heaven. Bring forth this heaven that you all speak of. For it is through you and through your acceptance of all that you are, that you birth, you literally birth the new earth. Wow, beautiful. All right, guys, thank you for creating that. Have a nice walk, Lauren. All right. Good evening, Bev. Good moment of you. Thank you for joining. I am signing off now. If you feel called, watch the beginning. All right, guys. And anybody now watching now or later who would like a personal reading or personal guidance or personal guidance, and it's from your higher self. I would be acting, they're saying, as a mirror of your higher self in the physical for you to receive. So anyone called, just private message me or inbox me, any of that stuff. If you want your own reading, help, support, encouragement, insight, different perception to help you continue your journey. All right, guys, thank you for joining. May you all shine with the entirety of all the love and light that you are. Shoo.